common worry I know I have as a parent is that when faced with something difficult, my kids will just give up and they won't try again. The Persister Play Kit for 4.5-year-olds is all about practicing and growing your child's ability to work through frustration and persist. Here's the key to building persistence. You begin by offering something that your child can accomplish with just a little effort so they can build their confidence. And then you incrementally increase the level of challenge. This path builder marble maze makes the practice of building persistence into a super fun game that can be played and replayed independently. There are 10 levels of maze cards for your child to work through. And the last cards, they actually get pretty hard. Your child will have to use logic to guess and test which pieces should go where. Playing with this game combines trial and error, visual planning, and emotional regulation, especially when they're filling in the blanks on their own. And if or when your child gets frustrated, the play guide has a few everyday ideas to help you coach them through it. And when you're done, you can put everything away in the storage base. Do you know that children can learn to spell before they learn to read? That's the Montessori approach. Learning letters and their sounds can make it easier for children to compose short words out of those sounds. This is often a more approachable first step than trying to decode a word. The Montessori Movable Alphabet game follows the Montessori approach of teaching lowercase letters first because that's the letters that you see most when you read. The letters here are presented out of alphabetical order, which gives your child practice identifying them by their shape. You'll also see that vowels are blue and consonants are red. This helps your child categorize types of letters and understand their functions. But this isn't just an alphabet. It's a board game that feels more like play than learning. So you'll start with a card and roll the dice to see which type of letter, a red consonant or a blue vowel, you get to pick up that matches the letters in your cards. You roll this dice. And when you complete a word, you win the matching Montessori language objects. This is for web. I get web. This prize entices your budding speller to keep playing. And if your child is already spelling, you can make the game harder. Instead of using the card with a picture and a word and finding the letters that match, like this one, they can use just the card with just the picture and spell that word on their own. This game is flexible and meets your child where they are, from recognizing letters to discussing their sounds, to understanding the difference between vowels and consonants, to spelling new words. You're going to be so impressed with what your child can do. A lot of precise fine motor skills and visual memory goes into letter formation. Your child will need to learn how to keep the paper or writing board steady, how much pressure to apply, and how to form each letter that they want to write. So the draw, trace, and erase board supports all of this, with a particular emphasis on the underlying skills behind letter formation. So what are those skills? They start with the ability to just draw a vertical and horizontal line. Then they progress to diagonal and then these curvilinear lines. Tracing activities like following this bee's twisty path or the solution to a maze can really set the foundation that will make letter formation easier for your child. And as they're ready for letter work, you can use the letters from the Montessori Movable Alphabet game to spell common words your child might be interested in learning, like F, O, X, and your child can trace over the letters to help build their letter writing skills. And by the way, this writing utensil isn't ink-based. It's non-toxic and erasable. Or if you're bold enough to use a dry erase marker, that works too. This is a great travel activity, so it can all be packed into this tote for a screen-free alternative on your next trip. The Calming Circle, Breathing Activities Guide, and Jilly Jet Book all work together to model for your child the practice of taking slow, intentional belly breaths, which has been shown to decrease stress and frustration. When your child learns these techniques during low-stakes playtime, they can become tools that they use when a big emotion arises. The Breathing Activity Guide gives your child really fun ways to think about their breathing. So they can place the calming circle on their belly and feel it rise and fall as they take deep breaths. Or they can imagine they're a snake hissing out as they push the green bead all the way around the calming circle. This Jilly Jet Book pulls it all together. It's a story about a little boy who gets frustrated and uses the calming circle to regulate his own emotions. It's hard to get your child to take deep breaths when they're upset. At least it has been for me. So this combination of a breathing guide and a physical tool and a really engaging retellable story can make these techniques actually stick. Every play kit includes the play guide. And this play guide delves deep into what may be causing frustration for your child at this stage, the developmental reason behind it, and most importantly, the prompts, tools, and activity ideas for building up the muscle of frustration tolerance. And like every play guide, you'll get easy to follow guidance from child development experts, ways to play with the playthings and all the tools, and activity ideas to make learning fun. It seems like all of a sudden at 5, children are expected to be able to do so many things. But that's frustrating for us parents who don't have a guide to follow. So we talked to a lot of professionals to create the Developmental Milestone Booklet. It shares how you can help your child work towards the milestone associated with age 5 in terms of executive function, social emotional, language and communication, literacy and writing, cognitive, problem solving, gross motor and math skills, and fine motor skills. It's a lot, and it's everything you need to know.